Wow, it's time for another show full of tips and ideas from the sales growth leadership expert, Dean Akers. Known for his experience in hyper-growing companies and creating cultures for high-performance teams, here's Dean.
Welcome to your Sales and Leadership Ninja Show. I'm your head ninja, Dean Akers, and each week I bring you a rant to stimulate your thinking in either the realm of sales and or leadership. Today's show I think you're really going to enjoy. It's called True Leadership. So I was blessed to get an education on leadership by accident. When I was in college, I joined a fraternity. 2 years into my college, I got the opportunity to be president of this fraternity. And this is where I really learned the power of leadership. Our fraternity was kind of always struggling, as all fraternity houses were. And so I kind of grabbed hold of the fact that we were really a true business. I had been a social chairman, and as a social chairman prior to becoming president, we had a certain amount of money, and the prior social chairman would blow all the money on one event a quarter, and then we wouldn't have anything all the rest of the months. I took the money, budgeted it out, and had an event every week, created a lot of goodwill. People loved coming. They just weren't expensive events. It might have been a movie night, a casino night, whatever. It didn't matter. So then I got the opportunity to be president of my fraternity, and I got to see how people engaged when you really gave them a value and you involved them. So now I was learning this was truly a business. We had over 100 brothers. We served meals 7 days a week, 3 meals a day. And we also had rooms for our brothers to sleep in. So we were a housing business also, where we had a janitor, cooks, the whole shooting match. We had employees. So we were really a business providing social activities, the whole shooting match, to our customer, which was our fraternity brothers. And we billed them every month. We had collections. We had to deal with people that didn't pay, but we more importantly had to create a value. And then we also had to get them engaged and work on our behalf to help the organization prosper and grow and be successful. So I really didn't have a choice on learning leadership because I was dealing with people that I could not fire, hire, whatever. I had them there, and I had to engage them where most managers think they can, I've hired you, you need to do what I tell, blah, 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 blah. At the end of the day, I had to engage them. I had to really get them to understand because I couldn't really manage them. I couldn't tell them what to do. I couldn't fire them. I couldn't do anything, quote, the traditional management thinks you do in a business. And when I say traditional management, I can't tell you how many people I meet. They go, oh, yeah, my employees aren't doing a good job, ... Well, they're really your biggest asset of your company. So this is a good podcast, hopefully, today for you to get some great takeaway. So again, I didn't have any choice. They were all members of my fraternity. I had to create an atmosphere of collaboration, engagement, so everybody wanted it to be a success. So how did I do it? Or how do I do it? Or how does it work today? First step, create transparency. Transparency creates trust, and trust begets enthusiasm. So when I started sharing all the financials, shared all the numbers, shared and taught them how the levers work to make our fraternity more and more successful, they became more engaged. Now, what's funny is, as I got out of college, I started doing this in business. And in one company that I came in to run in my 20s, nobody ever shared anything. It was like board meeting stuff. When I started sharing the financials, we grew the enterprise to over 100 million from 50 million in 2 years by sharing the financials with everybody. So what's crazy is this works. It has always worked. So most of the leaders I meet when I go in and companies are looking for help, I ask them the question, does everybody in your company know all the information? They go, no, I don't share it. And I go, why not? Well, if they find out, they'll want more, ... That's not true at all. So when you start engaging your employees and sharing the financials, teaching them the financials. What's kind of a crazy thing is when a lot of CEOs I sit with and we start talking about the financials, they in fact don't really understand them. So that makes them uncomfortable to share. But if you really want to engage them, get your people engaged in all the levers. And what you'll find is it'll create a big transformation in the success of your company and the loyalty and devoted attitude of your team members will be insane. I've done this in every business, and the results are always game-changing. So if you're a leader, make sure and ask yourself, are you sharing the score, and have you created and shared the measurements so that they are engaged? Second was teaching my brothers how the math worked, my fraternity brothers. In other words, how do the finances work? How do the happy customers work in your company? What does the market share look like? Do we have 5%, 2%? Where's the opportunities? And as you start engaging them more and more, they start really, really wanting to get engaged with you and come up with great ideas and just start really, the energy gets insane. Everyone on the same team working with the same end games is insanely powerful. So I had a client recently that I was sitting in the front and I was watching the receptionist answer the phone, and I watched her answer 2 or 3 calls, kind of listened in. And so she knew who I was. So I finally went up to her and I asked her, I said, do you know the value of each customer? She goes, no, nobody's ever told me. Do you know how much it is worth when they phone us, how much we spent to get that phone to ring for them to inquire about us? Not a clue. So here's the first person that engages with our customer, and she had no idea what the customer was worth, the sale was worth, how much we spent on advertising, marketing to get the phone to ring. And when I told her what a sale was worth, which by the way was 10 grand, she almost fell out of her chair. Then I asked her, is there anything in your mind that we could do to make engagement better? And then I shut up. A few seconds passed, and she erupted with ideas. Great ideas. Now she was totally engaged, and she thanked me with a smile. And I could clearly see she was engaged to win and be part of the success, not just to answer the phone. And oh, by the way, we're seeing the results already with just her. So how powerful was this for her, me, and our company? It was insanely valuable for all of us, as it will be for you and your team members to engage them. So I want you to go out and ask your team members, and I'm not talking about your senior management, but ask the person in shipping, what's a customer spend with us annually? What's our market share? What's our annual sales? What's our customer turnover rate? Ask them what all these different metrics. I think you're going to be shocked that they don't know. Actually, you probably won't be shocked because you never told them. But you're going to be shocked at how engaged they get as you share this information. So as a leader, you're missing a real opportunity to increase the success because of your lack of engaged leadership. And that's what today's show is about, engaged leadership. I promise you, if your people aren't engaged, you're missing a true opportunity to really step on the gas and grow the sales of your company, the profitability of your company, lower your employee turnover, and have higher customer satisfaction. So, if you want to challenge me, or you need some advice on this, or you just want to brainstorm about this concept, feel free to reach out to me and at dean@deanakers.com. And I'll set up a free call, or we can do a Zoom call, and I work to help you. And it's absolutely free. And I really want you, if this makes sense, or if it doesn't, you want to just debate it with me, reach out. I promise you, this has worked for me and has never failed. Try what I've shared with the questions this next week of your team members. I promise you, it will be shocking. The good news is there's big upside for your success of your business on the other side. Again, if you need help, reach out at dean@deanakers.com, and I'll be happy again for free to set up a call, a Zoom, or whatever to help you out. I'd also like to thank all my loyal listeners. for what you do to keep me in the top of the various podcast networks' successes. And it just makes me proud because I know I'm helping people out there. And it's my personal mission to help people every week. And I hope this really resonates with you today on leadership. And I hope that you take this to heart and become the leader I know all of you can be out there with your businesses. Again, thanks for tuning in every week. And remember, share this if it helps you. I've got companies that use the sales side and they have their sales teams listen to it, then they talk about it. My book, Self-Talk, Think Like a Child, is always available on Amazon. I suggest you read that. It'll kind of bring all this full circle for you. And if you ever have a question or need some help, it's always free, and it's always at dean@deanakers.com. That's dean@deanakers.com, and I will be so glad to help you. So have a great week. Go out there and really work on your true leadership engagement style.
We hope you enjoyed this week's show. Subscribe today to our podcast and send questions or thoughts to help@deanakers.com. Also, visit us at www.deanakers.com to listen to prior shows and view helpful videos. Also, great tips to download. Thanks again. See you next week.